I just found out my sister-in-law is coming to stay with me. Here's the biggest problem I have with that. She's 19, she has never had any responsibilities in her life, and her brother, which is my husband, is an absolute pushover. I don't know if I want her to stay here, but I can't just say no. Here's the thing. She was staying with her parents, which were my in-laws, but they decided, hey, we're older now, we're going to go buy an RV and tour the country. Obviously, she can't stay in the RV with them, so that leaves one opportunity, my house. And I have to give up my home office because here she comes demanding the biggest room because she doesn't want the guest room because it faces the east of the building, whatever that means. I have every single update, and yes, I might just leave my husband because he's a pushover and I'm done dealing with it. I need to vent before I explode. I owned my house outright, inherited it from Grandma 2 years ago. It's my sanctuary, it's my space. The one thing in my life that's completely mine. Or at least it was until February. My boyfriend Tyler and I have been together for 3 years. He moved in with me last year and things were genuinely great. We split the bills, had our routine, my 2 dogs loved him. I thought we were building something real. Then last Christmas, his parents, Harold and Donna, they dropped a bombshell. They sold their house to buy an RV to travel the country. Oh, good for them, right? Except they have a 19-year-old daughter, Becca, who was supposed to start college but needs a gap year to find herself. Tyler told me, he didn't ask, he told me that Becca would be staying with us temporarily until she figured things out, and I found out on Christmas Day in front of his entire family. What was I supposed to say? No. In front of everyone, I was trapped. She moved in February the 1st. It's now July, and I'm writing this locked in my bedroom at 2 o'clock in the morning because I can't stand being in my own living room anymore while she's watching reruns of Grey's Anatomy. Here's what living with Becca is looking like. So, my home office is now her bedroom. I do work from home full-time as a graphic designer, and now my entire setup is crammed into a corner of our bedroom. She needed the office because it, quote, had a better vibe to it than the guest room. She's lost 4 sets of keys. 4. The last time she left them at some guy's house and couldn't even remember which guy. I had to change the locks twice because she kept forgetting to get copies back from whatever rando that she gave them to. She doesn't clean, ever. I found a moldy plate under the couch last week that's been there so long the food was unrecognizable. When I showed it to Tyler, he said she's still learning how to adult. My skincare products started disappearing. My expensive shampoo, my perfume my grandmother gave me before she passed, and when I went about confronting her, she said we're basically sisters now, so we share everything. I had to buy a lockbox for my own bathroom. Who has to do that in their own home? She refuses to eat anything that I cook. I've asked for meal suggestions. I've made exactly what she asked for, and she still orders DoorDash with Tyler's credit card. He says it's fine, because she's going through some transition period. Ugh, come on, give me a break. The breaking point happened last weekend. Tyler and I went to visit my parents for their anniversary, and we took the dogs with us, and Becca swore that she would just chill and watch Netflix. We came home to a disaster. Red Solo cups everywhere, cigarette burns on my grandmother's dining table. Somebody had thrown up in the hallway and attempted to clean it with my good towels. The neighbor's security footage showed at least 40 people coming and going. Becca was passed out in her room with 3 random girls I've never seen before. I lost it, like a full-on meltdown. Tyler tried to calm me down, saying Becca was, quote, just being young, and we all made mistakes at 19. Yeah, right. So, I asked him if his mistake included destroying someone else's home, and he said that I was being what we call dramatic. My friend, Jay, came over yesterday and found me crying in my car in my own driveway because I didn't want to go inside. She said something that hit hard. Madison, you're becoming a stranger in your own home. Well, she's right. I tiptoe around Becca's moods, I hide my belongings, and I cannot use my office. I clean up after a grown woman who contributes nothing, no rent, no chores, no respect, and Tyler just enables it. You want to know the worst part was Harold and Donna. They call weekly to check on their baby, and Tyler tells them everything is working out great. They have no idea what their daughter is really like because Tyler covers for her constantly. When I suggested telling them the truth, he said that I was trying to, quote, ruin Becca's relationship with her parents. His older brother Jake wants nothing to do with Becca. When I called him last week to vent, he just said, yeah, she's always been like that. That's why I live 3 states away. Oh, super helpful, Jake. I found out yesterday that Becca's not even planning to start college in the fall anymore. She wants to, quote, take another year to figure things out, and told her friend on the phone that living with us is like having a free apartment with a maid. A maid! That's what I am in my own darn home. Tyler and I have not, done anything romantic, if you know what I mean, in 2 months. We don't go on dates because he doesn't want Becca to feel excluded, and we cannot even watch shows together because Becca monopolizes the living room and Tyler says it's important that she feels at home. Well, what about me feeling at home, Tyler? What about this being my actual home? I love Tyler, or I think I do. But I'm starting to resent him so much that I can't tell the difference between love and habits. I dream about coming home to just my dogs in silence, and I fantasize about changing the locks while they're both out. I'm 26 years old, and I feel like a guest in the house my grandfather left me. The house where I learned to bake in that kitchen Becca destroyed. Where my grandfather taught me to play chess at the cigarette burn table. I think I'm done. I think I need them both out of here, but I'm really going to end a 3-year relationship over his sister. Am I being unreasonable? I just want my house back. I want my life back. I want to stop crying in my car. What's up, everybody? That was the first post. We do have a lot of updates to jump into, and things escalate quite swiftly. However, there is some comments that made it to the top that we're going to review before we hop into the update. The first one says, not the a-hole. Hello, this is your home. You're not ending the relationship over his sister. You're ending it because he doesn't respect you. Your property or your boundaries. You just need to go and change the locks today. Comment number 2 says, the maid service comment would have been my villain origin story. She's literally laughing at you behind your back while destroying your entire inheritance. Tyler knows, and Tyler doesn't seem to care. Final comment. Info. Has Tyler been paying rent this whole time, or is he also living for free while enabling his sister to destroy your home? Girl, I think he might be taking advantage of you. Update number 1, posted 5 days later with the title that says, I confronted them both, and I discovered something that makes me see red. Holy hell, you guys were right about everything. After reading your comments, I called Harold and Donna directly. Tyler was at work and Becca, who knows where. So I figured it was time for a little bit of truth. The call started normal, like, how's our baby girl? Is she eating enough? Then Donna said something that made my blood run cold. She said, we really appreciate you being so understanding about the rent situation. We know $800 a month doesn't cover everything, but it's all we can afford while we travel. $800? I played it cool and asked for clarification. Turns out they've been sending Becca $800 a month since February to contribute to the household expenses. Yeah, if my math is right, that's $4,800 that I've not seen a penny of. I lost it. I told him everything. The parties, the destruction, the disrespect, and Harold went silent. Donna starts to cry, and then Harold said something that explained a lot. We've been sending that money to Tyler's account because Becca doesn't have a bank account set up yet. Tyler's been collecting rent for his sister? Ugh. They were mortified. Donna immediately Venmo'd me $4,800 with a message that said, this is what we owe you, we'll handle our children. So when Tyler got home, I was sitting at the kitchen table with printed bank statements that Donna had sent me. You should have seen the face of his. It was priceless. His excuse was, I was saving for our future, for a future house payment. Come on, I laughed. A down payment for what? I own this home. He tried to spin it, said that he thought we would eventually sell my house to get our place together, with money that he stole from me. Money meant for his sister's expenses that I've been covering. Becca walked in during the argument, saw the papers, and immediately started her little victim act. Mom and Dad abandoned me, essentially. You're both so mean. I'm just trying to figure out my life. I turned to her and said, hey, you're 19. You're not 9, and you're figuring out your life somewhere else. Get the hell out by Sunday. She ran to her room, or should I say my office, crying. Tyler followed her, which told me everything I needed to know about where his priorities lie. Jay came over that night with wine and helped me draft an eviction notice. She also pointed out something I had not considered. Tyler committed fraud. He took money meant for household expenses and kept it. If I look into that, I'm sure it's considered theft. Well, Tyler slept on the couch and Becca locked herself in my office, and I deadbolted my bedroom door and slept better than I have in months. That's right. Harold called the next morning. Jake, the older brother, has agreed to take Becca temporarily until they get back in September, and Jake's wife is apparently furious but agreed for family peace. Harold also said Tyler needs to, quote, grow up and stop enabling his sister. Too little too late, Harold. I'm done. I'm getting them both out and getting my life back, and yes, I'll update soon, and I don't care if it seems like I'm going over the top. Update 2, posted 1 week later. I put my foot down and Tyler showed his true colors. See, the last week has been exhausting, but you guys do deserve an update, so here I am. After my last post, I gave them both a formal 72-hour notice to vacate. Thank you to everybody who DM'd me legal advice, and Tyler tried to argue that he had tenant rights, but my lawyer friend shut that down real quick. He's never been on any lease, never paid formal rent, and I have documentation of theft, and you know what? He backed down almost instantly. So, Becca, meanwhile, went absolutely nuclear. She calls up Harold and Donna crying, saying I was abusing her, and throwing her onto the street. They saw right through it and told her Jake was expecting her Sunday night, and she then tried to turn Tyler against me, saying I was controlling and manipulative, and Tyler bought it hook, line, sinker. Saturday night, he confronted me saying I was, quote, tearing his family apart, and that I never understood family loyalty. I reminded him that family loyalty does not include stealing $5,000 from me. His response was the money was for us. Becca didn't need it. Anyways, you were already taking care of her. So, he knew I was paying for everything while he pocketed the money, and he felt entitled to it. I asked him to leave immediately, and he refused, said that he would leave Sunday with Becca, but not before. Fine, one more night. And that's when Becca decided to throw her goodbye party. At 11 p.m. exactly, people started showing up in my house after I evicted her. So I called the police. The look on everyone's face when the police showed up was pure gold. I explained the situation, showed them the eviction notice, and they shut it down. Becca tried to cry her way out of it, but the officer wasn't having it. He told everybody to leave immediately or face trespassing charges. Tyler was furious. He packed his stuff in a garage bag while calling me every name in the book like psycho, heartless, you can guess the rest. The same man who 3 weeks ago was talking about marriage. Becca was worse. She scratched my car with her keys on the way out. Joke's on her, my dash cam caught everything. Hello insurance claim and police report. Shout out Tesla. Jake arrived at 6 a.m. Sunday to collect them both. He looked exhausted already. His wife Sarah texted me later that said they're here. Becca's already complaining about the pull-out couch and Tyler won't stop moping. Send wine. The house has been mine again for 4 days, and I've already deep cleaned everything. Moved my office back, had the locks changed again, had the dining table refinished, and had a contractor fill in all the damage. Used some of that $4,800 for the repairs and a weekend spa trip for me and Jay. Tyler has texted me 47 times, everything from I'm sorry to you ruined my life to can we talk to you're going to regret this even. Becca, she posted on Instagram that she's surviving toxic people and choosing peace, and from Jake's pullout couch, the irony. Harold and Donna sent me a long apology and another $1,000 for the car damage. They're cutting their trip short and coming back next month. Apparently this was Becca's last chance and she blew it. I'm sitting in my living room with my dogs watching whatever I want on TV in complete silence. No DoorDash containers, no mystery stains, no entitled teenagers, no manipulative boyfriend, just peace. I'm done. They're gone. I won. What's up, everybody? I have one final update for you 2 weeks later, and to be honest with you guys, I didn't think OP was going to leave that soon, but hey, things must have been really bad for her to say, I'm done with this relationship, and it seemed like Tyler didn't really care too much. He's just been moping about instead of doing something about it. There's one final update 2 weeks later, here it is, with a title that says The Aftermath and How I Got My Happy Ending. It's been 2 weeks since they left and peace has been glorious. This is my final update. So Tyler apparently thought that after a week of cooling off, I would take him back. He showed up last Monday with flowers and a written apology. The apology was 3 pages worth of manipulation, like, I only wanted to secure our future. I was protecting Becca because that's what family does. You'll never find someone who loves you like I do. I didn't even let him pass the porch. Just told him to leave or I'd call the cops for trespassing, and he threw the flowers on the ground and yelled, "You're making a huge mistake, Madison. You'll be alone forever." My neighbor's retired teacher, absolute savage, was watering her roses and called out, "Better alone than with a thief, young man." Tyler peeled out so fast he left tire marks, and my neighbor and I had tea afterwards, and she apparently's been keeping a log of all the parties and disturbances because she, quote, had a feeling you would need evidence, dear. I love her. Now for Becca. Oh, Becca. She lasted exactly 5 days at Jake's before Sarah kicked her out. Well, why? She invited people over while Jake and Sarah were at work, and someone stole Sarah's grandmother's jewels. Not Becca directly, but one of her friends. Jake drove her to Harold and Donna's RV, and they'd driven back from Arizona immediately after Sarah's call. She's now living in a 300-square-foot RV with her parents, sharing a converted dinette bed with no privacy and no Wi-Fi. Harold sent me a picture of her doing dishes in a tiny sink with the caption, "Learning responsibilities the hard way." Tyler tried to move back home with him too, but there's no room. He's couch surfing between friends and, according to Jake, wearing out his welcome everywhere. Apparently, he keeps telling everybody I'm crazy and stole $4,800 from him. No one believes him, especially after Jake shows them the Venmo receipts. So, the $4,800 Donna sent me, here's what I did with it. $2,000 for all repairs and professional cleaning. $500 for the car scratches because, well, insurance covered the rest. $300 for new locks and a few security cameras, and yeah, quite a bit for a spa weekend with Jay and my sister. $500 into my never letting anyone take advantage of me again savings, and of course, $500 donated to a local women's shelter in Becca's name. Petty, yeah. Satisfying? Absolutely. Last week, I get a text from a number I don't know. It was Tyler's best friend. I'm just gonna call him M. "Hey Madison, heard you're single now. Tyler's an idiot. Wanna grab coffee?" I screenshot it and sent it to Tyler with "Your friends had better taste than you do," and then blocked them both. Here's the beautiful part. I've learned so much about myself through this mess. I learned that I'm stronger than I thought, that my house, my sanctuary is mine, and I don't need to justify that to anyone. That being single and peaceful is infinitely better than being partnered and disrespected. Jay and I have started a Sunday tradition. Coffee on my front deck, using my good china and my peaceful house, and last Sunday she said, "You know what the best part is? You didn't just get your house back, you got yourself back." She's right. For months I've been shrinking myself, making myself smaller to accommodate people who didn't deserve it. No more. Tyler sent me one last text yesterday that said, "I hope you're happy." I responded with, I am. Then I blocked him, put on music as loud as I wanted, and danced in my living room with my dogs, and made dinner that nobody complained about. To everybody who told me to stand up for myself, thank you. You gave me the courage I needed, and to anyone in the same situation as me, your space matters, your peace matters, and you matter. Do not ignore red flags, just do it. Oh, and to Tyler and Becca, if you come across this post, my house has never been more clean, more calm, or happier. Thanks for showing me exactly what I didn't want in life. I'm done, I'm free, I'm home. But let me know, guys. Did I make a mistake by leaving? Am I really going to be alone forever?